Kim Kardashian tried to find a fountain of youth with longevity expert Bryan Johnson, which led to an awkward conversation about erections on the Kardashians. Kim, 44, revealed at the start of the episode that they are having dinner with the 47-year-old Johnson, a venture capitalist whose company acquired Venmo for $26.2 million in 2012, and then sold it to PayPal in 2013 for $800 million. For the past few years, the 47-year-old been focused on anti-aging efforts, launching Project Blueprint in 2021. She said in confession that she was really excited to learn more from Johnson, but perhaps she learned too much, particularly when he boasted about how his nighttime erections were now better than the average 18-year-old. Kim, Khloe Kardashian and Kris Jenner met with Johnson for dinner, as Kim admitted she was obsessed with my biological age after taking the Horvath test last season. The conversation took an awkward turn when Johnson mentioned how erections were vital to improving one's age. Johnson introduced the family to an electromagnetic device for muscle contraction, adding women will use that after giving birth. I thought I might as well sit on it here, and it seemed like every time I woke up, I was erect, Johnson admitted. He added that discovery took them down a rabbit hole of nighttime erections as a biological age marker, as the family wasn't quite sure how to react. Kris admitted in confession, I don't necessarily need to know everything about what happens to someone in the middle of the night. Khloe asked, it's healthy to have multiple erections at night? Johnson responded, yeah, it's a significant marker of health overall. Khloe admitted in confession that she has no idea what to do with that information, as Johnson added that his nighttime erections improved to better than the average 18-year-old, as Kris awkwardly said, congratulations. Kim said in confession, I mean, listen, it's like a scientific thing. I am not judging, joking they were all losers for giggling over erections. Johnson began by telling the family that his speed of aging is slower than 99.9% of 18-year-olds, so I have become the most biologically measured human in history. He showed her abdominal pads that provided the equivalent of doing 20,000 sit-ups, as Kim admitted in confession that her motivation for this is, I pray and hope for my kids, I am as mentally with it as possible, for as long as possible. And if it provides less wrinkles and tighter skin I am all for it also. They went to a super veggie dinner Johnson's team had prepared, as the longevity expert added nothing in the dinner was cool or fun or nice to have. Everything has a specific objective, Johnson added, every calorie has to fight for its life and every calorie has to do a specific job inside the body, and if it doesn't, it can't belong. Khloe didn't get it but Johnson told Kim he's happier and more fulfilled and energized than I have been in my entire life. What I am trying to demonstrate is the future of being human. We figured out that death was no longer inevitable, Johnson said to an awkward silence, as Khloe wondered if they can be immortal. Kris asked if there was anything that he indulges in from time to time but he insisted that is gone, adding he has his final meal of the day at 11 a.m., as Khloe said, holy crap. Johnson previously shared details about the shockwave therapy that he undergoes in order to achieve an increased duration of nocturnal erections. According to Johnson, controlled trials show that the shockwave therapy improves erectile dysfunction. We are testing whether it improves total time nighttime erections, subjective sexual performance, sexual satisfaction, and medical imaging-based penile markers, he wrote on X. The multi-millionaire shared that the shockwave device was obtained from Storz Medical Devices, and he listed some of the electrical settings in his post, noting that the device delivers 4,000 shocks per treatment. Johnson said he undergoes 6 treatments in 3 sessions per week, at a cost of $1,000 minus $2,000, though he added that other machines costing around $7,000, as of 2023, can provide similar results. In June of last year, Johnson delved into his upbringing in a YouTube video in which he admitted that he suffered from body image issues ever since he was a child. "I think I added maybe 20 to 30 pounds, or maybe 20 pounds, in one summer, and this was before I went to 6th grade, and so I became quite large," he shared. "I didn't realize it at the time. People at school would start to call me fat and I started becoming self-conscious of my weight," the anti-aging guru recalled. He also spoke about growing up as a Mormon in a homogeneous community and feeling boxed in without opportunities to express himself and different himself from others. After finishing high school, Johnson went on a 2-year mission trip to Ecuador, but there he was struck by several illnesses that made him lose weight rapidly until he was nearly skin and bones. "For the first few months I was constantly throwing up," he recalled. "I had diarrhea all the time. I couldn't eat any food. My face broke out into this rash/acne. It was just awful." He continued, "I needed really serious medical help, but it just wasn't there for me, so I had to just fight through it. I was so scared of eating the food because it would wreck my face and make me sick that I basically just didn't eat for the 2 years," he recalled. Johnson's focus on his body and weight spilled over to his 3 children and his then wife, whom he clashed with because she wasn't as restrictive about food and treats with the children as he was. They eventually divorced, and Johnson decided to reinvent himself and his body as part of his post-marriage life. With the start of Project Blueprint in 2021, Johnson has sought to catalog all of the biomarkers of aging that affect him, while also experimenting with various therapies to slow the aging process as much as possible.